Hi crypto fans, welcome to CCS Cryptocurrency Tide. My name is Santiago and in today's video we are going to cover very quickly 17 airdrops that I think still worth doing. So what happened yesterday was the scroll airdrop for marks and badges and was very disappointing. And this started the kind of conversations in my private Discord trying to figure out actually what was worth it right now. And EVM ecosystem is really overfarmed and not delivering very well lately on the main airdrops. Layer 2 solutions are not rewarding very well either. So here's a list of potential airdrops that I am doing right now. And many of these airdrops that you see on this list is based on what I explained in this video, 3 silent airdrops to do, where I explained a little bit this narrative of the point system and why that is not really working for us farmers, airdrop applicants and farmers between 10 and 20 wallets. I recommend you to check this video to see these 3 silent airdrops that are also in my list today. So let's start first with mainnets. The first one is Aptos. So you know that I am super bullish on Aptos and I still think that we can expect an Aptos airdrop before the end of the year. They got 2 years anniversary celebration a couple of days ago, and in this video of silent airdrops I give you here information about what was the airdrop number 1, which was already 2 years ago, how much they delivered on that airdrop, and the information that you need to do that they have 51% of the initial supply for community. So if they are still truly one of the best layer 1s there, I think we should expect an airdrop very soon, because they still have a lot of allocation for that. Remember that the distribution for the airdrop 1 of Aptos was only the 2%. So really, we have a lot of opportunities on the Aptos ecosystem, primarily on Aptos token itself, but the ecosystem has been growing a lot. You can see the ecosystem how exploded since August. So in 2 months, we almost doubled the TVL on Aptos. So it would be no surprise for me if we have an airdrop before the end of the year or in January of the next year. The next one is the SUI ecosystem. So I am not waiting a SUI token airdrop specifically for the project itself. Remember that they didn't do an airdrop initially for testnet users back last year, but the ecosystem of SUI is also big, very similar TVL for Aptos, and the ecosystem also from August has been pumping like crazy, almost like a 50%, and there are many protocols, we covered it in many videos, that don't have a token yet, didn't launch in a token, or they have a point system reward that you can participate for a possible airdrop. Remember that all the information of this Excel file is going to be in the first link of the description, so there you have the links for my different videos about these ecosystems and airdrop. The next one is Optimism 6. So like you know, 1 week ago we have Optimism 5 airdrop. It was a surprise to everyone. It was not announced, there was no point system or anything like that. They just reward many of the users that have been using the super chain. I will be trying to do a video soon about Optimism 6. Many people ask me about that. You can use Superchain project, check news on X for the new trends on Optimism. The last airdrops were around 6 months each, 6 to 10 months. So I will be expecting a new Optimism airdrop around May of the next year, something like that. And Optimism already did airdrops for rewarding transactions, rewarding governance, rewarding NFTs creation, rewarding superchain usage. So I would recommend you to keep an eye on X for the next big thing on Optimism, besides trying and use the different protocols for the previous airdrops. Then we have MagicEdem. So my recommendation here is use the platform. These are all projects with very big funding, with a very well opportunity to do airdrops, and these are actually airdrops that I am trying to do right now. For MagicEdem, I also saw this interesting post. So the ME token, it could be any moment right now, but of course we don't have information or confirmation for airdrop or when we are going to have it, but I will put the link for this post why we think that MagicEdem could be important and why we could get an airdrop too. So just using the protocol, trade some MFTs, do a couple of things on the platform, you probably should be eligible doing only that. The airdrop number 5 here is SOFOM, and this is a very underfarmed airdrop. If you check it right now, there are only 31k users and there are no big whales on it. And I covered this airdrop on August 7th, but still is super valid. And one important thing about this project is that they have 72 million in funding. So this is one of the big projects. It's very weird to me that still is really under the radar, but that could change. So that is why I think it worth to try it. Because you can see here at CryptoRank that the 3rd of October, Binance Lab entering the funding rounds. We don't know how much raised from Binance, but probably a couple of millions. So what Binance added to this, we may be in 100 million of funding or 90 million of funding. So this project has a lot of money. It's not really super interesting project. You just can deposit funds to earn rewards for the airdrop. So pretty much the airdrop depends on how much money you put on those pools, because those pools generate you points. But I already checked it, and like I mentioned, there are only 31k users participating right now. And from 31k, I am in position 2000, very easy. Just depositing some USDT there and generating points every day. So I could really get up in the leaderboard if I wanted to put more money there. But just for risk management, I am not doing it, but it's really easy to go up on that leaderboard. So that is why this is very under the radar, and I think it's worth to try it. Then we have, of course, Jupiter for the second round. This is very easy. Use the platform stake, voting governance, and more. Jupiter is one of those leader platforms in Solana. I am not mega bullish right now with Solana airdrops, but Jupiter for sure. And I think the Jupiter airdrop number 2 is really soon. So we can expect this one. The 0.7, also covered it in my video on the 3 silent airdrops, is Arbitrum. I also mentioned it, how was the distribution on March 2023 for Arbitrum airdrop number 1. They don't have in the tokenomics explicitly put that it's going to be another airdrop, but we could expect one anyways. So it's not that should be in the tokenomics to happen. So what you can do in the airdrop number 2 is specify here on this post for these 3 silent airdrops. Then we have the SEI ecosystem. In DeFi Llama, if you check for SEI, you can see that it's also growing a lot. Not from August, but mainly for June. Almost double it from June to this time. But it still is a very under the radar market, a very under the radar protocol. Only 170 million. So this is like 8 times less than Aptos and Sui. But that is not the reason to not pay attention to SEI. I tried a little bit on the ecosystem, didn't get great results, but I am still behind this project. The next ones are of course Bridge. I am expecting a layer 0 airdrop for a second round, but not anytime soon, of course not this year. The same for Wormhole. I am sure that Wormhole is going to be a second round. The airdrop number 1 of Wormhole was amazing, rewarded really well. Also we have Hyperlane that we covered it many times. I am expecting announcement soon about this airdrop. This one could happen during this year, but Wormhole and layer 0 I think it could be more on 2025. And of course Jumper. I will always use Jumper 2 for my bridge and transacting on the protocol. So these 4 are the bridges basically that I use to farm airdrops. When I need organically to do something, these are the 4 bridges that I use. Then we have the Bitcoin ecosystem. I know that many people is not doing this. Boris covers this ecosystem because he's more into it than me. But I started slowly to enter into some stuff on Bitcoin, mostly Uniswap, Fractal, things that actually Boris covered on previous videos. So it's not super easy, but also if you're already used to participating in airdrops, it's nothing crazy. So you can start doing stuff slowly on Bitcoin ecosystem. We have a private dedicated channel on my private Discord for this with many experts on the Bitcoin ecosystem. So if you want, you can join to my private Discord and you will be receiving a lot of help on the Bitcoin ecosystem. But for sure, it's not farming like many of the other ecosystems, not even Solana or EVM. So Bitcoin is still a very small niche on airdrops. And finally here for mainnets, we have Immutable ZkSync XBank. I am always talking about this project. You can easily get gems daily, just playing some games or holding some IMX tokens, you receive some gems too. So you can get from 1 to 16 gems daily just for holding some IMX tokens, which I think are going to be valuable in the bull run. And you also can play some games and you will earn from 50 to 100 gems just for playing and completing some stuff on gaming. So this is another airdrop that I am doing only with one wallet. And I think those gems are going to be nice rewards on tokens at some point. Now in terms of testnets, I think these three are the bigger ones that you can do if you don't have funds, you don't have money, or if you have some extra time. Movement Labs, Testnet, I covered it many times. So here is the guide that is still super valid. They have 41 million in funding and this testnet is incentivized. And even that I think is not too firm because people talk about this initially, but I don't see too many news about movement on the last couple of weeks, so you still can go and do this testnet. Second, we have the Vechain testnet with many updates weekly. It's very hard to keep up on everything that you can do on Vechain, but the most part you can find it here on my videos. The liquid information about delegating on the protocol I think is what it could worth more, besides on NFTs and collections that you can see time to time on the ecosystem. Also you can participate and transact swapping, staking on different protocols that are already building in Vechain. And finally, Unichain. This is the layer 2 of Uniswap, and of course this could be a very big important project for Q1 of 2025. We are expecting the mainnet launch on November, according to what they mentioned. So if they reward testnet users, you are only working this for a month, but of course we don't have any confirmation. This is speculative, but because it's a testnet, I would recommend you to do it if you have the time or if you don't have funds to participate on mainnet. And finally guys, a passive income strategy. I already covered this many times, but I want to mention it again. We launched it on October 20th, another video on how I am earning 10% monthly passively just holding one of the NFTs on my collection. And besides any other airdrop strategy that you have, the goal finally is to have passive income revenues. And you have one here. Buying one of the NFTs, you are entitled to a 10% monthly. So one question that I have is, for example, how much did you spend on fees for Scroll Airdrop? It could be between $0 and $200 on fees. I was farming Scroll and actually I don't think that I recovered all the fees that I paid. And what you got like $50 or $100 or $200 just for the airdrop. That is if you manage to put a lot of funding to receive those marks. So really didn't worth it. But our NFTs right now cost $260 and you get $26 each month. We covered the strategies that Chris and the team use here, using yield farming opportunities and strategies. So everything here is legit. We use the money of the NFTs to generate more money for you. That is the whole idea behind this, using yield farming, which is a super legitimate thing on DeFi right now. So besides participating in airdrops, I am heavy invested in these NFTs. So I am not just telling you to buy it, I buy it myself and will keep buying these NFTs as part of my diversified portfolio on strategies and passive income strategies. So sometimes instead of spending hundreds of dollars on useful fees for some crappy networks, you also could buy a couple of NFTs and enjoy some passive income on those. Well guys, that is all for this video. These are 17 airdrops that I still think worth doing. On the links you will find more information on each of these airdrops and ecosystems. And of course we are going to keep generating guides on all these airdrops, on everything that you can do. Don't forget to check my subscriptions if you want to join to my private Discord or my airdrop application. Remember, these are not all the airdrops that I am doing. This is a list of 17. I am with more than 70 airdrops right now with multiple wallets. And I am able to do that because I use my application. It's not possible to farm with 12 to 20 wallets like I do without having a proper set of tools. And one of those tools is my airdrop application, where I have track of everything that I do on all the airdrops on all my wallets. So check my subscriptions if you want to join my community and really make the difference farming airdrops. Remember to check the NFT collections, put your comments below if you have any doubts about these collections. Remember to check this interview with Chris where we explain everything, how it works, the risk, and everything is explained on the last video with the statistics of the yield farming strategies that we did for the first reward that we paid. So in November 4th is the second payment for this NFT collection. For all the holders that bought before October 7, they are going to be paid on November 4. That will be all for this video guys. Remember, before we leave, like the video, subscribe to the channel, click the bell to get the notifications, and I will see you in the next video.